Imagine a scenario where a majestic tiger, long the solitary ruler of its domain, is suddenly introduced into the territory of a lion pride, a social unit built on centuries of group living, intricate hierarchies, and unspoken communication. The idea sparks a cascade of questions. Would the lions accept the tiger into their midst? Could the tiger ever adapt to a life of collective living, abandoning its instinctual solitude? And in a twist of fate, what might happen if the tiger not only integrated into the pride but somehow ascended to the position of alpha leader? In this extensive exploration, we delve deep into the complex interplay of behavior, biology, and social dynamics that would shape such an extraordinary encounter in the animal kingdom. At the outset, it is important to recognize the fundamental differences between tigers and lions. Tigers are, by nature, solitary creatures. They have evolved to hunt, live, and defend vast territories alone. Their behavior is predicated on independence, territoriality, and the ability to operate with a high degree of stealth and self-reliance. In contrast, lions are the only truly social big cats, known for their complex pride dynamics. Within a pride, lions benefit from cooperative hunting, communal defense, and shared responsibilities that ensure the survival of all members. These differences form the backbone of how each species interacts with its environment and its conspecifics. When we consider the idea of a tiger being released into a lion pride, the initial reaction of the pride would likely be one of intense curiosity mixed with apprehension. Lions rely on a well-established social order and clear communication signals to maintain their cohesive structure. A tiger, with its solitary nature and markedly different behaviors, would disrupt the delicate balance of the pride's social fabric. The arrival of such an outsider would trigger a host of responses from the resident lions. They would likely approach with caution, observing the tiger's behavior, body language, and the way it navigates the new territory. In the wild, the scent, posture, and vocalizations of an intruder are critical signals that can either diffuse tension or ignite conflict. The pride's initial response to the tiger would depend on several factors. If the tiger were introduced under controlled circumstances, perhaps by a wildlife researcher or in a sanctuary setting, the initial interactions might be more measured, allowing time for the pride to acclimate to the presence of this unusual new member. However, in a truly wild setting, the sudden intrusion of a tiger into a lion's territory would likely be met with aggressive posturing. Lions are fiercely territorial, and their pride is their sanctuary. The presence of a tiger would be seen as a potential threat, and initial encounters could involve roaring, scent marking, and even physical confrontations as the pride asserts its dominance. Over time, though, the dynamics might shift. If the tiger proves to be non-aggressive or at least non-competitive for the immediate resources of the pride, there is a possibility that the lions might begin to tolerate its presence. This tolerance would require the tiger to adapt its natural behaviors to fit into a social structure that is alien to its instincts. The tiger would need to modulate its territorial instincts, suppressing the solitary and independent behaviors that have defined its existence. This adaptation might involve learning to communicate using the vocalizations and body language of the pride, participating in group hunts, and even sharing food. The process of integration would not be instantaneous. It would likely take weeks, months, or even years for the tiger to fully acclimate to the social rhythms of the pride. One of the most intriguing questions is whether the pride would ever accept the tiger as one of their own. In many animal societies, social groups are highly selective about membership. For lions, the pride is not just a loose aggregation of individuals, it is a family unit bound by intricate social bonds. New members are often met with suspicion and must prove themselves over time. A tiger, with its fundamentally different behaviors, would have to overcome significant hurdles to be accepted. The pride might initially view the tiger as an interloper, a dangerous outsider whose presence could destabilize their social order. The lion cubs, for example, might be the most vulnerable during this period, and the protective instincts of the adult lions could lead them to perceive the tiger as a potential threat to their offspring. However, if the tiger demonstrates behaviors that align with the pride's needs, such as assisting in hunts, showing deference during feeding times, or even engaging in playful interactions with the cubs, the social barriers could gradually diminish. The pride's acceptance would hinge on the tiger's ability to signal that it is not only non-threatening but also beneficial to the group. This could be achieved through subtle displays of submission, the sharing of kills, or other behaviors that mirror those of a subordinate lion. Over time, if the tiger consistently behaves in a manner that contributes positively to the pride, it might gradually earn a place within the group. Yet, even then, its status would likely remain ambiguous. It would be seen as an anomaly, a wild card that defies the natural order of things. The scenario takes an even more fascinating turn when we consider the possibility of the tiger eventually rising to a leadership position within the pride. In lion society, leadership and dominance are determined by a combination of strength, experience, and the ability to maintain the cohesion of the group. The alpha lion plays a critical role in defending the territory, leading hunts, and ensuring the survival of the pride. For a tiger to ascend to such a position, it would have to not only integrate into the pride but also prove its superiority over the resident male lions. This is a daunting challenge, given that male lions are typically larger, more experienced in group dynamics, and deeply entrenched in the pride's social hierarchy. If the tiger were to challenge the dominant male lion, the encounter would be fraught with peril. Such a confrontation would likely be violent and swift, as both the tiger and the dominant lion would be fighting not just for their own survival, but for the future of the pride. The tiger's raw power and solitary instincts might give it an edge in a one-on-one fight, but the lion's experience in group dynamics and its ability to rally support from the other pride members would be formidable obstacles. In most cases, the pride would be reluctant to support a change in leadership that could threaten the stability of the group. Yet, in an extraordinary scenario where the tiger manages to not only defeat the dominant male but also win the hearts of the other pride members, a radical shift in the pride's social order could occur. This hypothetical evolution of leadership raises profound questions about the nature of dominance and the factors that underpin social organization in the animal kingdom. Leadership in a lion pride is not solely a function of physical strength. It also involves the ability to communicate, to inspire confidence, and to maintain a delicate balance between aggression and diplomacy. For a tiger, whose evolutionary history is rooted in solitary survival rather than communal cooperation, mastering these complex social skills would be a monumental task. It would require the tiger to undergo a form of behavioral metamorphosis, adopting the nuanced rituals of pride life, from the synchronized roars at dawn to the intricate body language that signals submission and alliance. Imagine, then, a narrative where the tiger, initially an outcast, gradually learns to navigate the intricate social world of the pride. Through repeated interactions, it begins to mimic the behavior of the lions, learning when to assert its dominance and when to yield. The cubs, with their innate curiosity and capacity for imitation, might even take the tiger under their wing, treating it as an enigmatic mentor or a figure of intrigue. The older lions, if convinced of the tiger's worth, might begin to view it as an asset, a unique blend of strength and adaptability that can offer a fresh perspective on survival in an ever-changing environment. In this evolving social landscape, the tiger's rise to leadership would not be a simple usurpation of power but a gradual reconfiguration of the pride's identity. The implications of such a transformation extend far beyond the immediate power struggle. A tiger leading a lion pride would be a living testament to the plasticity of animal behavior and the potential for species to adapt in ways that defy conventional wisdom. It would challenge our understanding of the rigid boundaries that have long defined the roles of predators in the wild. In this new paradigm, the traditional dichotomy between solitary and social predators would blur, revealing a spectrum of behaviors that allows for unexpected alliances and transformations. From an ecological perspective, the introduction of a tiger into a lion pride, and its potential rise to leadership, could have far-reaching consequences. The pride's hunting strategies, territorial dynamics, and even its reproductive patterns might shift in response to the tiger's unique influence. Tigers are renowned for their solitary, ambush-based hunting techniques, which contrast sharply with the cooperative, endurance-based hunts of lions. If a tiger were to influence the pride's methods, we might see a hybrid style emerge, one that incorporates elements of stealth and individual initiative with the coordinated efforts of group hunting. Such a shift could alter the balance of predator-prey interactions in the ecosystem. potentially leading to changes in the population dynamics of both herbivores and competing predators. Moreover, the cultural symbolism associated with both species would be transformed by this unlikely alliance. Tigers have long been revered as solitary icons of strength, independence, and mystery, while lions are celebrated as symbols of community, courage, and royal authority. The image of a tiger leading a lion pride would be a powerful metaphor for the merging of these contrasting ideals, a visual representation of how unity and cooperation can emerge even among the most disparate forces. This narrative could resonate deeply with human audiences, serving as a potent reminder that even those who appear to be at odds can find common ground and work together to achieve extraordinary outcomes. As we delve deeper into this thought experiment, it becomes clear that the success of a tiger in integrating into a lion pride hinges on its ability to navigate not only physical challenges but also the intricate psychological and social landscapes of pride life. The process would involve a gradual transformation, marked by a series of critical milestones. Initially, the tiger would need to demonstrate that it poses no immediate threat to the integrity and safety of the pride. This might involve subtle displays of submission, lowering its head, avoiding direct eye contact, or even engaging in grooming behaviors that are common among lions. Such behaviors would signal to the pride that the tiger is not there to challenge their established order, but rather to coexist. Over time, as trust builds, the tiger could be gradually involved in group activities, such as participating in hunts or sharing in communal resting periods. The pride's acceptance would likely depend on its perception of the tiger's utility. If the tiger proves that its presence enhances the group's overall survival by contributing unique skills or offering protection against rival predators, then the social barriers would begin to erode. In this context, the tiger's integration would be a slow, adaptive process, requiring constant negotiation of roles and boundaries. Every interaction, every shared meal, and every cooperative effort would serve as a building block in redefining the relationships within the pride. It is also essential to consider the potential resistance from the pride's established members. Dominant lions, particularly those that have long held positions of authority, may view the tiger as a disruptive force, a challenge to their leadership and a threat to the stability of the group. In these cases, the tiger would need to exhibit not only strength but also wisdom and tact. It would have to learn the art of diplomacy, finding ways to demonstrate its value without provoking open conflict. Such a delicate balancing act would be fraught with danger, as any misstep could lead to violent confrontations that might ultimately result in the tiger being forced out of the pride or even killed. Yet, if the tiger manages to navigate these treacherous social waters successfully, the benefits could be profound. A tiger that rises to a leadership position within a lion pride would represent a radical departure from the traditional paradigms of animal behavior. It would challenge long-held assumptions about the fixed nature of species roles and underscore the potential for flexibility and innovation in the face of changing environmental conditions. In a world where habitat loss, climate change, and human encroachment are constantly reshaping the landscape, such adaptability could prove to be a critical factor in the survival of these majestic predators. Ultimately, the hypothetical scenario of a tiger being released into a lion pride, and potentially ascending to leadership, is a thought experiment that pushes the boundaries of our understanding of animal behavior. It compels us to consider the myriad factors that influence survival in the wild. From individual physical prowess to the complex dynamics of social organization. While the prospect of a tiger seamlessly integrating into a lion pride may seem far-fetched given the deep-rooted differences between these two iconic species, it also invites us to reimagine the possibilities inherent in the natural world. Nature is not static, it is a dynamic, ever-evolving tapestry of interactions, adaptations, and occasional surprises. In reflecting on this scenario, we are reminded that the natural world is filled with exceptions and anomalies that defy easy categorization. The boundaries between species, between solitary and social behaviors, are not as rigid as they might appear at first glance. Evolution is an ongoing process, one that continually tests the limits of what is possible. The idea of a tiger not only surviving but thriving within a lion pride challenges our perceptions of what constitutes strength, dominance, and unity in the animal kingdom. In conclusion, The notion of a tiger being released into a lion pride and potentially rising to become its leader is a rich and multifaceted hypothesis that touches on every aspect of animal behavior and ecology. It is a scenario that forces us to consider the interplay of physical vulnerability, social dynamics, psychological stress, and environmental context. While such an occurrence is undoubtedly unlikely in the natural order as we know it, the mere possibility opens up fascinating avenues for exploration and debate. It illustrates that even the most deeply entrenched roles in nature can be reimagined under the right conditions, and that the forces of unity and collective action can sometimes triumph over solitary strength. This thought experiment ultimately serves as a powerful reminder that the animal kingdom is a realm of endless complexity and wonder. The interplay between species, the negotiation of power and vulnerability, and the ever-changing landscape of survival all contribute to a story that is as dynamic as it is unpredictable. Whether or not a tiger could ever truly integrate into a lion pride remains an open question, one that sparks our imagination and challenges us to think beyond conventional boundaries. And in that challenge lies the true beauty of nature, its capacity to surprise, to evolve, and to teach us that even the most unlikely alliances can reshape the world in profound and unexpected ways.